Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders and their teams to achieve their greatest potential. This show is sponsored by the CLC team, and they provide leadership coaching, training and development, leadership mastermind groups, and a brand new online membership community for leaders who want to continually grow and develop their leadership skills. Find out more about them at clcteam.com. Hey, I hope you're doing great today. And today, I want to talk about passion, specifically how passion and values are closely connected. Now, when you think about passion, what immediately comes to your mind? Do you think about a strong emotion? Do you think about suffering? Do you think about having a feeling of drive and ambition or conviction towards something? How about anger? Does passion bring out anger in you or somebody else? Well, according to Webster's online dictionary, you'd be correct if you thought of any of these things. You would also be correct if you said a strong affection, desire, and or devotion towards someone or something. It can also be a sexual desire or something that you have a deep interest in. In any case, I think we all think of something a little bit different when it comes to passion. And I think everyone ties passion to a deep emotional feeling, a feeling strong enough to motivate us to take action and maybe even fight for something. The reason I bring up the definitions of passion is because when it comes to your personal values, your deep-rooted values are more than likely something that you're very passionate about. But there may be others that you may not be so passionate about. As a leader, it is critically important to know and understand your values, as we discussed earlier in this week in episodes 928 and 929, because it can basically be a boundary for you to know exactly when you can talk about that value and when not to talk about that value. For example, if you know you have a specific value that may oppose other people in your team, a good time not to talk about that value is in a team meeting, especially if it deals with politics or religion. However, if you are in a discussion with friends and maybe family, and you know that they have opposing views, it may be safe to have that kind of discussion to try to understand each other's viewpoints. That builds your relationships. Additionally, you need to be aware that each one of your team members have varying values. And depending on the situation, it may require you to be careful in what you discuss at work. Hey, the bottom line is that as leaders, we put ourselves in a position where we may be offending another team member's values. And if we know that these values are values that they're passionate about, we can avoid these discussions. Today's challenge is to have a team discussion about personal values and about your organization and or specific team values, and use it as a time to gather information about each person's deep-rooted, passionate values. Now, don't worry. I don't expect you to have everyone just shout it out in a team meeting in front of everybody. You can do this very discreetly by having your team members write the values that they're most passionate about on a piece of paper, or they can even type it out, and then they can turn it into a collection box or something so everything stays confidential. Then, at a later time, you can open the box when everybody is together and read the values out to everyone. Now, keep in mind, the purpose of this challenge is to find out some of the values that your team is passionate about so that you can avoid talking about them at certain times and possibly creating a safe environment where you can talk about it. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to every value. If someone mentions, for example, that they're passionate about being truthful, that doesn't mean that you can't talk about being truthful. However, it does give everyone an opportunity to confidentially state the values that they're most passionate about and what they really don't want to discuss in a team environment. Hey, on a side note, I think there can be very healthy conversations about differing values in a safe environment where everyone is respectful of everyone else's values. This is how the best leaders bring teams together. And it may involve keeping quiet and letting team members with opposing values explain why they are passionate about that certain value. Hey, communication within diversified teams can be extremely difficult at times. And that is exactly why I created this video course called Team Communication Simplified. This course is helpful for anyone you communicate with, whether it's a team at work or at home. If you are interested in this course, please visit clcteam.com to purchase your own copy. And you can get instant access to it once you purchase it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, run to your challenges.